I think that intro covered most of what goes into this package, but I still thought I would annoy you with some of my thinking behind putting this thing together. And it's been a long time coming. I've been tweaking and messing around with this kit for many years. But there's a few, oh well, not a few, actually pretty much all the items has made this possible now. And to start with, the bag, the Mori RoJ Prototype bag. As some of you know, if you watched the live stream I did about the saddlebag, I talked about my friend who started making these handmade bags of Dyneema, really compact saddlebags. And as a close friend of mine, I'm not sponsored, I even had to force him to send me a bill for this. So his original bag is what I've been using the last, almost a year, I guess. Anyway, I've been annoying the heck out of my mate how I would like his bag to take a mini pump as well. Specifically the Lezyne, what is this? The Pocket Drive, like the smallest one, as you can see. So we basically came up with this. This is pretty much a little tweak to the current bag he sells on his website. The pockets for the small parts are actually smaller, and that's no issue for me since I use the Tubolito tubes as spares. As you saw there, I can still fit 2 of them in here together with all my other stuff. I don't actually know if he plans to sell these in the end, so if you're interested, definitely annoy the hell out of him on Instagram. Send him a private message, leave all the information down below, tell him I sent you. So even though this has the loop for the pump and a little bit more material, I think it's still only 23 grams like his original bag. But since this bag is a prototype, there's definitely some tweaks that could be made to this bag. If you just add a little sleeve at the end here, you could use this for a CO2 cartridge as well, which could be pretty nice if you're one of those CO2 people. So this is pretty much the perfect package for me with all the gear I want, all my essentials. I can put this under the saddle as I usually do, or if I ride with only one water bottle, which I do most of the year, I can put this in a tool bottle as well. Yeah, it's just perfect, and I don't forget stuff, and bliss. And like the title says, sub 330 grams, not that the weight has ever been very important to me. So regarding the spares and the tools, if we start with the tubes, I am a tubeless guy, 100% tubeless on all the wheels, and the reason for the Tubolitos is that compact pack size, which means I can get 2 of them in this. I use one normal 18 to 28 and one S-Tubo, which is even lighter. So if I did double S-Tubo, I could actually drop a few more grams of this, but yeah, I don't care about weight. Regarding the multi-tool, you might have seen my other video where I made a custom multi-tool where I have every tool I need for my bike and nothing I really don't need. And that is the same multi-tool as that one, except I remade it because I'm stupid and clumsy and lost the other one. One tire lever is enough to get the tire off, and usually I don't need a tire lever to put the tires back on. I have a Dynaplug Racer Tubeless plug tool, just in case I get one of those punctures where I can clearly see I can actually mend this without using a tube. But normally, if I get a puncture on the tubeless that doesn't seal by itself, I'm not going to start mending this out on the road. I will just pop a tube back in there so I can get home without any issues. Another thing I have in that bag is a quick link, because if worse comes to worse, I can always budge this thing and go single speed just to get my ass home. And that brings me to a good point that could be worth explaining. I'm probably a bit special. I'm a bit special. That's what I say. I live here in Japan. Obviously, I'm not Japanese. My household doesn't have a car, and I don't have any close family living here. So most people have that last lifeline of the phone, come pick me up. But I don't have that luxury. So I need to be sure that I can basically get my ass home in 99% of the times. And that is the reason why I don't use CO2, for example. Well, there's a couple of reasons. When you ride tubeless, CO2 is not the most reliable option. I would at least need to carry 2, and if I carry 2, it's actually heavier than this mini pump. So why? The Lezyne Quick Patch Kit is not really for the Tubolitos, of course, because you need special patches for those. Instead, it is for the tire. If I happen to slice a sidewall or something like that, I need to cover that up with something, and that is where that patch kit will come in handy. Now, this is definitely not for everyone. I'm not telling you to go buy this and copy this kit or whatever. That's my circumstances. What I found this is a pretty nice kit, especially now since I ride a lot alone and I'm out all day doing, well, relatively long rides for me. I need to be able to get home if something happens, at least when it comes to tires and drivetrain issues. You could argue that maybe it's not the most beautiful thing having this hang off the saddle. But if you're one of those guys that likes to stuff your pockets, at least for a mini pump, this gets super tiny and neat if you remove the mini pump, just like the original Mori mono bag. So that's very nice. Now, speaking of prototypes, I have got quite a few questions about this little handlebar bag as well, especially when I posted this on Instagram. And this bag is also a prototype Mori mono handlebar bag. He does sell a bigger one already, and I don't actually know when this will go on sale. Just to give a sense of how small this handlebar bag is, this is compared to a small water bottle, like the purest water bottle. Now, I'm usually not a big fan of handlebar bags. I take a frame bag over a handlebar bag most of the time. But this Trek paint, I just can't get myself to strap a frame bag on this paint. I'm too scared to mess anything up, even though you should protect your frame with tape and everything. I just can't do it. So when my mate told me he had this in the works, I told him, you need to send me one to try out. This could be my solution, especially when I ride with cameras or going on my really long rides when I need some more storage for food and stuff like that, or layers or whatever. Now, I won't ride with this if I don't have to, but it's pretty nice to have that extra storage, especially when you're like me and detest stuffing your pockets and getting that damn saggy jersey syndrome. It is really small, so it doesn't get too intrusive. I can still use the handlebars fine without the bag getting in the way. I can still use my Garmin out front mount, no issues. And for the light, as you see, I just removed one strap and put on my cat eye light strap instead to hold one side of this bag. So it's pretty damn perfect. Now, every ride carry might include more stuff, of course, like a wallet, like, I don't know, lights or GPS or whatever. So if you're gonna complain that I didn't include all that, I guess you can complain. Wallet. Actually, this is a pretty... I'm not gonna show you my card numbers. This is a nice little pickup I just found on Amazon. Chums? Nice little wallet if you just carry cards and coins like I do. I wouldn't probably put any paper money in it. I don't think it's 100% waterproof. But for cards, coins, and maybe a face mask, it works fine, and it's very small and weighs nothing. I used to carry one of those bigger Bellroy leather thingies, but I just realized I only have cards and a few coins in them. It's a waste of space. And if I want to go super light, I just use my little plastic zip pocket that my derailleur hanger came in. It's perfect size for a couple of cards and some coins. Anyway, I need to get home as usual because this takes too much time to record outside and it's getting cold and dark. So, if you want to, I will catch you in the next one. Peace!